We're on top. We're on sending a message to all the haters.
Goodness, welcome to the show. This is, of course, Ebru Let's Talk, and we are always here for you Wednesday through Friday. And you know what I thought about today? You know, there's a phrase that's been coined on Reddit. It's called pangry. So pangry is basically when you're angry that everyone else is living it up, you know. It's Corona times, pandemic is going on, but everyone is living it up. Everyone is just partying like no tomorrow, and people aren't catching Corona. You try, you shall be the one. So I am very pangry at this point in time. But I go back to a time, you know, when we all could go out to the club. Curfew was now set at like 11, and we were just living la vida loca. And I remember one time we went to a particular club after the show. You guys remember the day? We went to the club. And you know Ayuma and her boomerangs. She has to have shots on every single boomerang. So we have to stop everything we're doing before we take anything, and we have to let Ayuma do her boomerang. And she's about to take a boomerang, and we're all struggling because where is the light? We turn on the flash, it's looking crazy. So I'm just going, oh my goodness, what do we do? Ayuma says, sacrificial lamb, Lily and I. Sisi, what to make a torch? We're all trying to light up the shots so that she can take
a good picture.
And it's crazy. I'm just going, why in God's name hasn't someone actually invented a nicer phone that can adapt to the light at night? Straight back to me going home, turning on YouTube, and guess what I see? An ad for Samsung. And they have the perfect light for the night. And I'm just going, why? Dear Lord, why haven't you blessed me enough to own myself at least one of the phones? I mean, it could be the A32, it could be the A52, it could be the A72. I don't care. Just give me something that has night vision, that has amazing pictures at night. So guys, that's the secret. That's it.
Samsung Galaxy
Katomi, and I am sad to announce that I still can't take nice pictures at night. Okay.
So I guess the moral of the story is make sure you get yourself a Samsung Galaxy, either A32, 52, or 72. At least you can take pictures at night, you know. But you know what? We're still happy because the opportunity to go ahead and get those phones is still available. I had a great weekend. I think I played nurse the whole entire weekend, so I don't know how great that was. Usually I'm happy to come to work, but let me tell you, I have never been so happy to come to work. Hey. She's just like, okay, you're gonna be okay. Here's your medicine, here's your whatever. All right, I have to go to work. Bye.
Okay, I need to understand what's going on. Who are you running away from?
I'm running away from my boyfriend.
Why?
Because he has corona.
I told you, the person that is bringing corona on this show is going to be Ayuma. I kid you not.
But you know what? I am safe. I have not brought it to the show, so I am happy that at least I can be here. It's your girl, Ayuma Kagui.
We are going through mental breakdown as a nation or as a country. So I'm happy to hear that at least I can take pictures at night and not look white all over my face. You know how foundation lets us down sometimes? I'm so happy that I'm going to have a phone very soon, a Samsung phone to be specific. But anyway, I'm so happy to be here. Can you imagine I left my son nose bleeding?
What?
And I had to rush to work because I was also excited to come to work as Ayuma because there are nice things on this table. It's Wellness Wednesday and we need to talk about mental issues because our country is in a mess. My name is Lily Asigo.
And I tell you, the stories are piping hot. What do you think, Lily, about these particular stories?
The topics of today are exciting, but it's hard. Because you know what? Amber Ray admits that she is a second wife. And this comes after she said that she'll never be a second wife. We have Karen Nyamu responding negatively after she posted a very explicit video. And we have Nana and Wahoo, who have opened up about being molested when they were very young. All this and more on Hot Talk.
We're on top.
It feels like every single week these days we have to talk about Amber. But today, for a change, it's actually a good thing. A girl has become very, very publicly polite and correct. She's not throwing shade at anyone and no one is throwing shade at her. In case you don't know, Amber Ray last week, and now we have confirmed, decided that she and her Mr. What's his name again? Roho Safi are gonna get together and actually be a couple. So she has admitted to being the second wife to Mr. Roho Safi. And this is amazing, I think. And it's a good thing because in the Muslim community, or at least with that religion, you're allowed up to 4 wives. if you can keep up with the costs and the benefits. And it's so strict, so much so that if I buy Ayuma this wig, I have to buy the Lily the same wig, I have to buy the next Katomi the same wig. Like, all of them have to have the exact same thing. And that's a beautiful thing for me. I'm just saying, if you're getting Range Rovers, hey, hallelujah. Anyway, Amber Ray, on one of these Q&As on her Instagram page, went ahead and spoke about these particular stories. And she had a lot to say when it comes to, actually, she had very little to say when it comes to her ex-husband, or at least her baby daddy. First of all, she admits to having been married 2 times or divorced 2 times. And this is her 3rd marriage, yeah? And she says about her baby daddy that she and him are in okay situations. They're very amicable. Their divorce was amicable. And he's very much present in his son's life, which is a good thing. But that's as much as she will get into when it comes to him particularly. She continues to say that if anyone wants to ask more questions, they can even hit him up, because she's not about to give any more information. A lot of fans had a lot to say, of course. One of them said something really crazy. She's like, Atamina after a husband. At least I want to be a second wife now. I come and be a girl. It's tough in these streets. These streets of getting married is tough. And we can all agree that these days, for you to get a ring on your finger, what do you have to do? What do we have to do? Can somebody tell us? Ayuma has to avoid food babies when she's wearing her slim dresses. Lily's over here struggling to make sure she can keep up with the man and the children. It's a lot. If you're in it, if you're out of it, it's a lot. But either way, I'm really happy for Amber Ray. Congratulations for your wedding and your marriage, and we hope that this one will stick. Because, honey, at this rate, stick with this one, try. But at least they're best friends. They've known each other for a long time, even when she was with her other husband. So
Congratulations, Amber Ray. What I need to understand is, how can you just sit at home and wait for a man to come maybe every Tuesday or every Thursday? For me, it's so difficult. I can't. I'd rather be single. I am sorry.
Yeah.
And we know we don't like men cheating, but how do you handle, kindly tell me, the viewers, how do you handle it when you know that your man is at Ayuma's place, or at Kathomi's place, or at Nani's place? How me? I can't.
Sharing is scary,
I don't know.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, for her, she's like the brand new wife. She's all nice and shiny. The first one is like, he doesn't really care about her that much. So right now she's gonna get all the attention. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like the brand new experience and the fun thing. I'm just glad that she's able to be open about her her experience, especially with love, because a lot of people wouldn't be open to talk about how they have been divorced twice and this is their 3rd marriage, and not alone their 3rd marriage, but now she is the 2nd wife. Like, it's a lot. A lot of baggage has been brought into this relationship, but the fact that they've been able to make it through and now they're in a place where they've gotten married shows that this relationship can last. I'm rooting for you, girl. You know, me and you, we have a little bit of beef, but let me just put it down to the side, okay? And I'm just saying, like, I'm rooting for you. I think you guys could have a really great relationship if you just continued, like, being open and honest.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
and it's better to be in a good marriage or to be in a marriage without toxicity than to be in any than to be with someone who's toxic and you're not in a very good environment. Because she actually did say that one of her previous relationships was actually a very toxic one, and she was able to get herself out of that situation. So that's a good thing. That's very strong character. A lot of women haven't been able to.
And I believe that if you're not a jealous person, I think this is going to be easy for you.
Yeah.
But me, I'm a jealous person.
Me
so
too, girl. I
it can't
can't
work for me. And that brings me to Samido's story. A month ago, he admitted to cheating on his wife, and as a result, they got a son. And a week ago, he released a song asking God to forgive him and to protect his star. And then what happened the other day? Nyamu decides to post a video of Samido asking for a cookie. And
not
he was
just
like,
a cookie,
not just
the
a cookie. And he was like, I'm just going to go in with the head. Yani, kakichwa tu. Kakichwa tu. For me, I feel like, I felt that was an old video. After him coming out and even apologizing to the wife and releasing a song, and then this video surfaces. It's an old video, but I have to say, like, second wives wa kitambo walikuwa wanajua place yao na lane yao. That's why you'd only find out when the guy is dead. Ndio unajua, alikuwa na second wife, alikuwa na. I feel like second wives or side chicks, they don't know their place. They want to compete with the first wife. Because how do you explain me posting a video after the man I was having an affair with apologizes in public and wants to change and releases a song asking God to forgive him. Why would I go ahead and post such a video? Make me understand, Ayuma.
The reason why she went ahead and posted such a video is because they are still together, okay? He went ahead and apologized to us, the general public, but the two of them are still together. And here's the problem. They have a child together. So for the rest of that child's life, they're going to be dealing with each other. You're telling me when he comes to come pick up his kid or she drops off the child that nothing else is happening after she can post a video at Tikichwa too? Yeah.
No. Let me ask you. Let me be personal.
Yeah.
Would you be intimate with your baby daddy when he comes to pick your child?
If I still love him and I was mad that we broke up, yes.
Why don't you just get to me? Pass.
And that's the reason why, because Karen has shown that she is fully invested in this man, fully invested in this relationship, and she doesn't care about what we have to think about it. So she has no, there's no morals over here. And I think like what you're trying to say, you need to cheat respectfully.
Wow. Wow.
I was seeing this term over here floating around on social media, cheat respectfully. Don't let your wife know that you're there, the side chick is there flaunting pictures and they're talking about having sexual intercourse and everything on social media and letting us all know and embarrassing the wife. Be respectful with your cheating, because at this point we all know that he's cheated. There's a whole baby over there, but don't flaunt it in the wife's face because she's decided she's staying in the relationship.
Let me continue. Explain why she had to respond by saying if both spouses will listen to each other and treat each other with kindness and respect, then nearly every disagreement will get resolved long before it becomes a fight. Kathomi.
You know what? I'm going to tell you things straight. Okay, according to research, 75% of people who leave their spouses, the first wife, the first girlfriend, and end up going into another relationship because they fell in love with that person, end up breaking up. I will tell you this straight again. Out of 2/3 of every single relationship where you've left your spouse for another person, or you met someone else and then you leave them just so you can be with the other person, that relationship doesn't last. Another statistic is up until 3 years of being in a relationship with someone, 3 years, you are not sure whether or not this relationship will last. And most of these side chicks end up going year 1, okay, year 2, okay, year 3, things start becoming rocky and shaky. So if you're about to be a side chick somewhere, or you're about to be someone else's affair in the darkness, then know this. You need to know how to take care of this situation once that man has left his wife and come for you. Because oftentimes, after the 4th year, nothing happens. This relationship goes nowhere. And women, again, 1/3 of people who've actually left their relationships, the stories are the same. The men end up becoming addicts to something or another, either alcoholics or whatever, because of the frustration of that situation. And the side chicks, they end up now leaving them for other people and other relationships. Most of them do not last. So honey, if you think you're going to be part of the 25%, good on you. Enjoy yourself. Miss Karen Nyamu, good on you. Enjoy yourself.
There was a video making rounds on social media, where a lady was saying, mimi niache mme wangu nimwende nani? Mme mgani ambaye hachiti? Nimwache mme wangu niende mme mwingine ambaye aliachwa kwa sababu ya kuchiti? Mimi nakaa papa hapa na sibanduki.
That's Samido's wife over there, because she's still over there. 077762230. Let us know, what do you think about this shameless exposure of someone loving someone else's man that Karen Nyamu over here is doing in public on social media? And actually the poor wife. So we send her some condolence messages or something.
But you might remember when I said Karen doesn't seem like she wants to keep this relationship public. She wants to get rid of this wife by hell or by high water. So, mi nakwambia tu ngoja tu utaona. You'll be told to sign some papers. Next thing we know, she's the new wife.
I'm telling you, the opinions are crazy and I want to hear from you. But this next story makes me really, really sad. Now, we had talked about Wahoo and how she opened up about being molested at a young age. And she was actually 9 years old when she got molested. And she was molested by a cousin. Luckily, she was able to tell her parents. Now, both her and Nana Owiti were able to talk about their experiences. And what's really interesting, Nana also got molested at 9 years old by a family member. She was inappropriately touched by a family member. And she went ahead and said, at about 9 years old, when he first touched me inappropriately, for a minute I blamed God. Why did he let this happen to me? Why didn't I have the strength to stop him from carrying on the gruesome deed? Narrating this story, especially in front of the cameras and the world, was hard, but I have had my power back. I wanted my voice back. I didn't say anything because the baby me thought I would get blamed for it. it. And then she later on went ahead to talk about her experience and everything. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to tell her late mother, but she's currently going through therapy, or she's planning on going through therapy to be able to deal with the trauma of this whole experience. And I'm just here for women who are so strong and so brave to let us know their stories about something that's so traumatic to them. You know, so many times we don't want to, you end up being ashamed when someone else is the one who come and violated you. You are the one who's ashamed. And she even talked about that, how she felt like she was ashamed and embarrassed about it, but now she's able to speak about it. I'm just like, congratulations, Nana Owiti, congratulations, Wahoo. Continue speaking and telling your stories, and at least giving other women strength who have been through those same difficult situations.
You know, for me, the thing that I feel like made me a bit mad about this whole story is how it happened. So apparently, according to her story, she says that her mom trusted this relative of theirs so much so that she would let them sleep in the same bed. A male person sleeping in the same bed with your 9-year-old daughter. I know, and I'm saying this very, very politically correct, because maybe the mom just didn't really think about it that hard. But you as an individual, even if it is a 15-year-old, a 2-year-old, we've seen the cases of young children up to 4 months old being molested by people that are significantly older. Because that, I mean, honestly, 4 months. This is a 4-month-old kid. You do not let a male person, regardless of whether it's your brother, your uncle, your grandfather, your god, whoever it is, do not let them get into such close proximities and in such guarded spaces with your children, either male or female, because this happens both ways. It is such a sad thing to actually see that the people that we let closest to our kids are the ones who end up giving them such traumatic experiences. And don't forget, this is something that you will live with going forward. It's not like it happens and it disappears, because obviously at first he started touching her, and then when she's like, "Ay, Apana, please don't touch me," she's like, the guy says, "Sipia we unishike." You know, in a child's brain, that is such a heavy concept to actually try and, you know, try and rationalize. You're a child. You don't even know how to react to begin with. So it's very, very uncomfortable to put your children in such situations, especially when they don't know how to talk to you, because a lot of children don't know how to talk to their parents. So please, as you're putting your children in spaces, try and keep them as safely guarded to you as possible and away from all these temptations, because all these people are getting the temptation because of how close in proximity you've put your kids to them, you know? It's very sad, but again, such a good job for encouraging others to speak about this. It is important for us to talk about any form of molestation, any form of harassment, because it helps others have a voice. It helps others know where to go. It helps others actually understand what happened to them and process it in a healthy way, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I feel like if you've gone through such, when you become a parent, you are more strict and you know what to do. You just don't allow them to mix up. Yeah, we've talked about cousins and just relatives in general. They're not nice people. So I believe that before you get married, there's someone who educates you. How about we start educating guys before they get married? Not just the marital counseling that this is what you're supposed to do as a wife, this is what you're supposed to do as a nini. We educate them and tell them, this is what you're supposed to do as a mother. When you become a mother, don't allow ABC.
Even single
Don't
fathers.
encourage ABC. Single fathers also, they should have someone who talks to them and tells them, this is what you're supposed to do. Okay, you're raising a girl. This and this is what is supposed to happen. And then when that girl grows up, she's
just
also
because you're
she's
introducing
also
her to females doesn't mean that they're safe as well. Anyone can be a predator, honestly. It's not stamped on your face that you're a child predator. It really isn't. These are things that we find out over time.
Yeah, so I'm sorry they had to go through that. But you know what? We gotta move on. It's time for Ask the Girls.
We're untitled.
Me and my friend's girlfriend are in love. Did you hear that? Me and my friend's girlfriend are in love. She is not interested in continuing her relationship with my friend. We both, she and me, we both just can't leave our friend like that. What can I do to make things better?
Wow, a cheater with a heart of gold. You know, a cheater with a heart
One of the
gold.
few blessed ones
Wow.
who have consideration. That I've slept with your girlfriend, but I'm not going to take her until you're ready.
No.
This is just, I don't know. I don't know. You know, the fact that she has not broken up with the boyfriend tells you a lot. She does not want to be with you. Saying is one thing and actually doing it is another. So you just sit and relax and wait for them to sort their issues out. And then when she's single, hey, rush to her, call her, my friend, Julia Hali, and meet up. But this love triangle is not going to work because now you're feeling sorry for the boyfriend and you love the girlfriend. You're being a fake and a toxic friend. And we've talked about toxic friends. You're being a toxic friend. It's either you break up with this girl or you end your relationship or your friendship with her boyfriend. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I'm going to speak from a point of being realistic because clearly you aren't that good of a friend if you went ahead and took your friend's girlfriend. So let's not talk about how you care about the friend and you want to do it. That's just making yourself feel better because you're feeling a little bit guilty. Okay? So let's just say this. You want to continue this relationship with this girl, clearly. Let me tell you, you lose them how you get them.
True.
The same way she went and cheated on her boyfriend to be with you is the same thing that's going to happen when now you're her boyfriend. Are you going to be able to trust her? Is this relationship going to be long-term, or is this just a thing right now where it's like a lust thing, where it's a spur of the moment thing? You have to think like 10 times forward and think with this head, not the other head, okay? Because you honestly don't want to get yourself in a situation where you've broken up a friendship, you've broken up a relationship, you guys get together and there's so many issues and there's so much lack of trust and all of that, and then the relationship doesn't even continue at the end of the day. So you have to just think about this, because that friendship is over in my mind. Like, the friendship is over. Do you want to be with this girl? Will you trust her?
Every relationship, every affair is very tantalizing. It's very, it's such a thrill every time you are afraid of getting caught. Every time you are afraid of something happening.
Yeah.
Are we with it? Are we not with it? That excitement of not having it for yourself, that is what makes that relationship so interesting that you feel like you're in love. But honey, child, this is what is happening to your body. Serotonin, the hormone, as I said, it can last in your body for up to 3 years. But after the 3rd year, hey, as she said, you lose them how you get them.
Yep.
So here is the truth of the matter. You may be feeling love, but it's not love. The thing that is making you feel all these things and think that you're in love is called serotonin. And it will end soon, and it will end in tears. Because this particular girl, if she's willing to cheat on her boyfriend with you, knowing how close you guys are, if at all, because I mean, if at all, she will cheat on you as well in the same way with another one of your friends. And even still, maybe when you get this girl eventually, the one you love so much, you realize, she's not all that. So what do? You'll end up cheating. Now, you've stopped being one time a cheater, you've become a serial cheater. Is that really what you want? Is that really how you want to live your life, sir? Is that the plan? Because it's not a good one. Anyway, stay away from this girl or break up with her. Either way, one has to go. You either lose the girl or lose the friend. One way or the other. And sometimes you lose both because maybe she just likes you because of the head and not so much anything else. I'm just saying.
Yo, the WhatsApp number is available, 0777-672-230. I see so many messages over here. I can see someone saying, hey, ladies are looking good. We all know Amber is just there for the money. Let's wait and see. We should not yet congratulate that relationship because we know they are neighbors. Okay, we also have someone else saying, hey, Ayuma looks good with that hair. Thank you very much. Hi, guys. I agree with Lily. You didn't tell us which
on what?
Point,
yeah.
What point specifically. Fiona from Raqqa, we see you. And someone else, Susan from Ongata Rongai, is saying Kathomi is always with the energy mob.
Hey, love you, Kathomi. Someone says Kathomi, hallelujah. Because you love saying hallelujah. The show is lit. Thank you. Karen should literally back off. Like, I have no words to say. The show is lit. Lily looks pretty. Love her. Beatrice from Karen. Thank you so much, Beatrice.
Yes, keep the messages coming. Let us know all your thoughts. But do not forget, there are some hampers. We're going to give away 2 hampers from Samsung because even us, we feel like even you like these nice photographs in the night. Amani Adre.
Definitely.
I'm just saying. So there are 2 hampers to be given away. Stay tuned so you can know how you can cop yourself one.
Yeah, because Samsung is awesome for everyone. And let me give you a little bit of tea over here. Right now, there's a certain somebody sitting on top of a power bank. Why is she sitting on top of a power bank? Because her phone is there charging. Why is her phone charging? Because her phone, the battery is consistently dead. I am talking about Kathomi over here on my left, okay? But she would not be having these issues right now, huh? She wouldn't be having these issues right now if she had herself a Samsung Galaxy A32, A52, or A72. Because what's really awesome is they have a 5,000 mAh. Yeah, so basically it's 2-day battery. And especially for the A32 and for the A72, it's a 2-day battery. And what's really awesome is it also comes with a fast charger. So once you go ahead and plug in your battery, plug in your charger, you can only take 30 minutes to get 50%.
What? 30 minutes?
Wow.
30 minutes.
Me have been plugged for an hour.
You've been plugged into your power bank over here for Suji. I don't know how long.
50%.
At this point, I never know how her phone looks like without a power bank. But let me tell you, if you're having the same struggles and issues as Katomi over here, you're constantly trying to find a charger, constantly trying to charge your phone, constantly walking around with bulky power banks, go ahead and get you guys the Samsung A52 because it has a 2-day battery and it has long-lasting, long, fast charging battery. And honestly, it will save you a world of trouble. All right?
And please don't talk about my broken screen, please.
Oh, wow.
Don't embarrass me.
I'm
on
about to
TV.
get to you. We're gonna go on a short little break. Go ahead and sip on your tea. Take this time to go on the internet. Google those Samsung phones. Figure out which one is the one that you're liking between the 32, the 52, and the 72. And when we come back, we have an amazing interview. Stay tuned.
Ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top. Hey.
Welcome back. You're still watching Let's Talk here on Ebru TV. And I know so many of you are busy watching the show on your phones, and sometimes your phone is cracked. Sometimes the screen is too tiny or they're trying to zoom in. You can't see this pretty hat that I have on my head right now. You can't see somebody's makeup over here. It's like the struggle is so real. And let me tell you, Samsung A series has come to the rescue, okay? Because they have a 6.5-inch screen for all of their phones. That is the A32, A52, and the A72. And not only that, you can watch your videos in 1080p. And if you're feeling fancy, you can also get it in 4K, which is so amazing because you can see the quality and the resolution is clear and perfect for that. And if you're also clumsy like me and your phone has 1,000,001 scratches, don't worry. Don't worry. Samsung has also got you as well because not only do they have a Gorilla screen, they also have their Samsung Care Plus, which basically means if you ever drop your phone and your phone cracks, it gets spoiled, you can go to a Samsung office and get a brand new screen. They fix it up and make it all nice and beautiful for you for a 1-year period of time.
Wow.
Let me tell you, don't let yourself be in the ghetto and watch me over here with a crack. So my face is here, my face is down here. All right? Get yourself the brand new A-series Samsung phones.
Of course, because awesome is for everyone.
Everyone.
And do not forget, there's some hampers to be given away. I'm going to give you the details in a little bit. But for now, allow me to introduce her in all her shiny, sparkly glowation, yeah? She is an educator. She is a women coach. And even more importantly, she knows how to bag it because she is an entrepreneur. We are talking about Ms. Ayanda Pakati. And I had to pronounce that like 70 times because y'all know I can't do it with the accent. Anyway, so welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel to be on Let's Talk?
Wow, it's very exciting. There's so much energy. It's very good.
In case you are feeling confused about that accent, where is it from, madam? Please tell us.
I am based in the UK. I've lived there from primary school all the way to my master's. So yeah, I am with an organization called Alexander Kenya Group. And we're here in Kenya actually doing some work, helping people overcome traumatic experiences in their lives.
Oh, wow.
I love that. Yeah, and it's really nice that you're able to, like, because everybody needs some type of, what's it called, therapy after you go through a traumatic experience. And we're specifically talking about sexual trauma. And I know a lot of people sometimes may not know exactly what this is, so maybe you can explain to us what is sexual trauma.
Yeah, so sexual trauma is anybody who's ever been violated sexually. You know, it can be rape, it can be sexual abuse, molestation. There's many different things, and sometimes people think, okay, even if people don't really think, even the small touches can really constitute to molestation. So people really have to be aware, like a lot can constitute to child abuse. Yeah, so it's all those different types.
There are people who judge the victim.
Yeah.
So what can you tell them about the aftermath of it? How can you make them understand and stop victim shaming?
Yes. I think this is what I was talking about before, like society has got this kind of, everybody has this bitter view, like, you know, and they they really, sometimes people can have this blanket and say, well, it was the victim's fault, or the victim was dressed this way, or the victim did this and this. So society can make up a lot of theories that really can really prevent the victim from being transformed. You see, so these are just, I think these are just societal problems that we have, and that's why education is really important about these issues.
Speaking of societal issues and people accepting some of these things and allowing for victim shaming to be an actual problem, what are some of these myths and misconceptions that people have about rape and sexual assault in general?
Yeah, I think one of the things people don't understand is how we minimize. You know, people minimize sexual trauma, and maybe people kind of overlook it, and they can say, oh, you went through that experience. Okay, that's fine. But you don't see that actually going through those things completely changes your life. It completely reconstructs who you are. Like me, you know, I went through that, and it completely took me off from my path.
I went through that too.
Yeah, and you know, you just go onto a different destructive path, I think, because on this earth, God created you, right? And He created a certain path for you. But when that thing happens, it literally takes you off course, and you now create a life of destruction after destruction, attracting the wrong people, doing the wrong things, finding yourself in the wrong predicaments. So I had to go through a process where I had to come back to who you are. Who are you? Because that purpose was lost in that experience. Your purpose was lost. Who you are, your identity was completely lost in that experience. So that's what we do, and that's what we're here in Kenya. We want to have centers where we can help people to actually come back to the right road because they've lost their way. And trauma is something that can completely change your life.
Yeah.
You
and
said you said you've gone through it.
Yes.
Is there like a timeline of healing? How did you did
Yeah.
it take long, or have you healed completely?
I
Or
mean,
what should the
yeah.
victim expect?
Yeah, I think healing, or what I say, healing is a culture, right? So healing is a process. You keep going through it. And for me, I had to go through this concentrated time where I had constant guidance, constant spiritual therapy, relearning everything, relearning how to trust people in relationships, again, because you don't have any trust. You've lost all of that. Relearning to be committed because you don't even want to be committed to anything. So for me, God took me through this place where He really helped me to do that, but with a mentor. So me being a life coach is because of having that experience, and it took me years. It took me years, yeah. And I can't say like, oh my God, I'm fully healed. No, I still you still work on your issues. You still work on it. But I feel like the most important thing is I've come to this place where I feel I know my purpose now.
And you know, like I think so many people haven't reached that point where you're at, you know,
Yeah.
where like maybe like this is a situation that's recently happened, or maybe it's even happened a long time ago, and you still haven't reached the point where you feel that you're now okay and like you know you've come to terms with yourself.
Yeah.
How would you lead somebody towards that process, especially if they're still really dealing with the trauma of it?
Yeah. I think for someone who needs to go through a process of healing, first of all, we need that person to express themselves, okay? Because really expressing yourself helps you to kind of, what can I say? It helps you process the whole thing in your mind. So we need to allow victims to talk about it. And sometimes you find that people have gone through things that they don't even remember, because sometimes trauma really shuts you down, and sometimes you won't even remember what happened to you. So with our program, we help people, okay, let's see, express yourself. Be aware of what has happened to you fully, you know, not just kind of drowning it, but it's like, let it out. And then we put people on a place where they can learn how to commit to something. Like, we give you a structure, commit to this structure. Let's see if you can build up that skill again. And then learning how to be with people, how to love people, how to trust people, how to trust, even how to be led by other people. You know, because those things are completely lost when people go through such trauma. So we we help the victims really have a structured life again, because that structure was completely destroyed.
Is it a very strange thing for you, when you see the statistics of rape in the world in
Yeah.
general, and having South Africa being one of the leading countries for over, like, it's been many
I know.
decades of South Africa being constantly ranked top with at least 132.40 rapes out of 100,000 people,
Yeah.
and this is committed every year. So
Yeah.
is this, I mean, every other day? So is this something that is traumatic for you, and is this why you focused on coming back to now Kenya and African countries to try and figure that out with people and try and help people out of it? Is that something that was part of your process?
I mean, not really. I mean, my mom was Zambian, so I was born in Zambia. And then my dad is South African, so I get my names from my dad's side. So it really has nothing to do with both of my countries, you know, because I left Africa at a very young age, and I lived in England my whole life. What I've just recognized is that it doesn't matter what country you're from, it doesn't matter what culture you're from, these things will happen to you. And these things have happened to everyone. And so South Africa being on the map is just because, okay, that's those are the numbers that we have, but it doesn't mean that it's not high in Zambia or it's not high in the UK. You know, because people don't even speak about these things anymore. So I feel like what has motivated me is just my own story. Yeah.
And is it, in addition to that, is it part of the problem when we start to look at such numbers and statistics and we start to minimalize the actual act of rape and people who've gone through it? Do you feel like there's more that can be done in addition to just giving statistics of what's happening in the world? Is there more that we can do to just give people information or find people to actually come together and speak about their stories more publicly, so that the shame goes away and now people feel empowered through it?
Yeah, I think there's kind of like, I don't know how I can say this, but because it's become so common, like, oh yes, there's rape or there's sexual abuse, so people have kind of like, there isn't that seriousness of the situation, you know, that has kind of gone away.
We've adapted to hearing the
Yeah,
stories over
exactly.
and over again.
We're kind of used to it. But it's like what we don't realize is that, well, actually, what has happened is that that person's life has been completely altered, and they have to heal on so many levels in their lives. So that is never really taken into consideration. I think educating people more about this, creating more centers that can help people to actually, because I feel like if you're a victim of this, you need to take some time out and actually just say, I'm going to deal with this situation, you know, I'm going to deal with what happened to me, and I'm going to come back to my passions, my talents, everything that God has called me to be. So this is what we do at AKG, is like we tell people, take some time out, let's actually try to address every situation that involves this trauma. So I think on a kind of like a worldly view, that is not really something that is common.
Are you trying to say that I can heal by myself without going for therapy?
I don't think so. I don't believe so.
That is just the first step.
Yeah, I think like I don't actually believe that someone can fully heal by themselves. I don't know. But for me, from my story, I had to have someone. You know, you need that spiritual guidance. You need God's wisdom to deal with it, because trauma actually it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing, and you think of it as a chemical reaction in your whole body. So it will keep on speaking to you your whole life. You keep on seeing life through trauma. You keep seeing relationships through trauma throughout. So I truly believe that you need supernatural help. You need help.
Yeah, and I like how we've talked about a lot about the victim
Yeah.
once they've gone through the sexual assault and the type of sexual trauma. What would we now say about the society as a whole? Because especially right here in Kenya, we've been having so many cases of sexual trauma and a lack of sensitivity from the general public. You know, either from now shaming the victim to now making it smaller than what it is and trying to downgrade the incident and everything. How do we change everybody else's reaction to it? Because it can be really difficult to now come out and speak about your experience only to get backlash and everybody making your situation seem less than what it is.
Yeah, I think that's what I said before. If people if we had maybe more forums of how people can, people can talk about these things where they can actually show how this has affected their lives, maybe showing those effects and even helping other people see the signs see the signs in your children, see the signs in your friend, in your neighbor, and raising more awareness so that people stop downgrading it, because it's actually a serious matter. And these things happen in families. My stuff happened in my own family. And also going to, when your parents leave you with your aunties or your parents leave you with your friends, it happens in those situations. And many people don't have the chance to actually speak about it.
So what are some of these signs? Because now you've mentioned it. What are some of the signs that people can look out for, or that will give you a clue, an inkling as to what's happening?
Yeah. I think for me, it was more of always withdrawing from crowds, always withdrawing from my family, because I actually had a deep hatred of my family, deep hatred of people. I feel like every person who comes near me will violate me. So I don't want to be around people. So, and then my parents didn't understand that. They didn't understand. They just thought, oh, why is this child so rebellious? She doesn't want to do this, she doesn't want to do that. But I was so shut down. I was very lost. I always got into relationships I couldn't commit to. I would stay with one person for 2 months, 3 months, and I'll be bored of it and just leave. I couldn't express myself properly. I didn't really I did well in school, but I really kept to myself. I just didn't talk. But some people, you find that they'll be hyperactive, but that hyperactivity is to kind of suppress their feelings. It's a cover-up. They need that. They need that hyperactivity to kind of shut them off from what they're feeling. So it's different things. But also I think the one thing that we can do is let's talk to our children. Let's ask them what's going on in their lives, because they want to tell you. They want to tell you what's going on. And I didn't have that when I was growing up, I didn't have that. Yeah.
For me, I feel like there should be serious consequences for the perpetrators, right? There should be serious consequences. Do you think that the consequences of their actions is well dealt with?
Probably not. But then I think I talked about this before as well. The thing we forget as a society is that I can be a victim, but also the perpetrator has also gone through the same thing. Because hurt people hurt others, you see. So if I'm doing it to someone else, that means it was done to me. It's just a pattern. You see, it's just a pattern. But the problem is that we want to focus on the victim alone. But what about the person who has done it? What solution is there for them, right? So in our organization, we've found that even the people who come to us, they are both victims and perpetrators, you see. So we have to kind of help them heal all of that stuff. So I think as a society, we need to change our worldview. We need to change our perspective, because even that person needs the exact same help as this victim who has been hurt.
Yeah, I like that you brought that up, because we have seen the statistics of like a lot of abusers have been abused as well, especially when it comes to the child stuff, that like it's like there's something in your brain where like, because it happened to you at such a young age, it's like finding a comfort in it, but not necessarily like comforting.
A lot of power play, because you felt so victimized, you felt so helpless. So now when you get the opportunity to actually, the person who violated you was a sign of power. So you feel like that's the only way that you can also give yourself power, by victimizing someone else.
Exactly. So like what kind of help would we now give to that type of person, to the abuser?
Actually, to be honest, it's the same help.
Really? Wow.
Yes, it's the same help, because that person was also broken. The only thing they want to regain in doing it is control. They want to regain that control, because in that time of abuse, they lost all control, right? They lost control. People violated them. People did things to them. So if I now go out and do that to someone else, I just want to feel like I am also in control.
So is it really possible? Because I know it sounds bad, but I don't think it's possible for an abuser to now be like rehabilitated.
Yeah, because think about someone like R. Kelly, for example.
It's very possible.
It is.
It is very possible.
And
R.
you can
Kelly,
trust them with like you're a child.
No, you don't trust them with your child. I mean, you take them, not that, not to that extent. But you take them through a process. I'm telling you, it's the same process. That guy, R. Kelly, he just needs the same help. He needs someone to like understand him, because he was abused, right?
Yes, he was.
He was abused, and he lost that control. And now he felt, okay, I have these resources. I I can regain that control.
And so
Well,
how
then
do
you
you
have to
deal with like
say-
the flashback as well? Because now if it's a case of both people are going through the same thing and the same process is supposed to be given to both people, so how do you then deal with the flashbacks and the memories? What are some of the ways to cope with it? Because it's usually like in a flash of a second you remember something, or
Yeah.
you're in a situation, for instance, you're trying to get intimate with your partner, and then somehow you get back to that point of helplessness, and now it starts to feel like the same thing is being done to you. So how do you deal with like the flashbacks and all of that energy that comes from remembering?
Yeah, I think that's what I call triggers. So it's like you trigger back to your previous event. I think that's not really something you can actually avoid that much. But if you're someone who's not really dealing with the situation, then that's going to happen a lot. So the key is to let me deal with this. Let me address this in my life.
What do you
I
have to
think.
say in this situation where I was molested and then I got married? And then I have to go for therapy, but my husband doesn't go for therapy.
Okay.
What do you have to say about that situation? Should we both go for therapy, or should I go alone? Because he also needs to know how to deal with it
Absolutely.
and also understand where I'm coming from.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like both of you, it would be good for both of you to go, because then you can understand. Because someone who's going through that, there's even a way they deal with life that's very different. So a husband needs to understand, okay, this is how my wife does things, and this is why she's doing this. So I think both of you is so much better. Yeah.
And then also, sorry, you just now forgot.
I'm
my-
so sorry, but I will help you, because there's someone on the messages 0777672230. Someone is actually saying, I am 20 years old and I also underwent sexual assault, and it's been haunting me for many years. So a lot of people have actually gone through these things. What are some of the ways, or what are some of the, you mentioned the place where you work and how you help people. So again, quickly mention where this is and how they can get in contact with you so that they can get this kind of help.
Absolutely. So we are called Alexander Kanye Group. You can go on Facebook and you can find us on AKG Global Missions. Same thing on Twitter, same thing on Instagram. So AKG Global Missions. And we are doing that. You can get our contacts, you can get emails, everything that you need there.
Okay, real quick, is there a cost to this?
Yeah.
You don't have
Is
to
it
say the price. You
affordable?
don't have to say the price, but just,
I won't say the price.
Yeah.
I think, do you know what we look at, because even as the leaders in the organization, we've been through these things. So what we look at is, can you commit to this? That's all we're looking for. I think that is the first thing. That is the biggest price one person has to pay. Can you commit to this? If you can commit, then we'll work with whatever it is that is going on with you.
I like that.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody who's gone through this difficult situation, you can go ahead and let us know. But let me tell you, it's gotten very heavy. Let's lighten up the mood a little bit, but still
gone
talk
very
about
deep.
some serious issues. It's game time.
We're on top.
So the game we are going to be playing is Tap Out. There's a little bell over here, and no one has to tap every single time you have a statement. And this is basically things that we are now deciding we're no longer taking. Some of them are going to be a little bit lighthearted and fun, and some are some serious issues. So I'll start at first, and my serious issue would be, men, it is okay to show your feelings, okay? Let's remove that whole thing about how a man isn't allowed to cry, a man isn't allowed to express his emotions, a man can't tell me how sad he is, how upset he is, even how happy he is. You are allowed to express your emotions and your feelings. And whoever doesn't like it has to deal with them, not you. So if you have somebody in your life where you want to be able to express yourself to them, you want to be able to show them your more vulnerable side, go ahead and do it, because we are no longer stifling down our emotions anymore. Tap out.
Aha. I have to say this on a light note, that no one is perfect. So don't
Yes.
even try to be perfect. If you can't wear a wig like mine, it is okay. If you can't do your makeup, if you can't wear heels to a party, a high-class party, so be it. No one is perfect, and we should stop expecting people to be perfect.
I like that.
You.
I like that. Pass it. Okay, for me, it's very, very simple. I like to announce that in as much as we have gone to a date, myself and my partner, you bring me the bill. Who do you normally give? Normally, just be honest. Where does the bill normally fall?
The guy.
Why? Why? Who has told you I don't have money to pay for the food? Who has told you I'm not the one who called him out on this date? Excuse us. Service providers everywhere. Simply because there are two people coming together to any event, any setting. Please, don't naturally assume that it's the man paying the bill, because even women, we like to take care of our men. We like to take care of our guy friends. We like to take care of our brothers. So please, pass the menu, put it to the center. Let the people decide.
Wow.
So, what's yours?
I would say be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about being accepted or anything like that. Just be yourself and just let yourself go in every area, whether it's your passions, your dreams, or with your family. Be you, who you are. That's what I would say.
Love it, love it, love it. I genuinely feel like it's been such an amazing show. Please let us know some of these things that you're also trying to let tap out of your life, tap out of your situation. And guess what? I know I didn't tell you the story fully, but we have some 2 winners for the hampers. There are some hampers to be given away. Every single show going forward, we will have 2 hampers to give away. And today's winners, who are very quick to actually know what we were talking about even before we told them what's happening, are Ivy from Uthiru and Fiona from Raqqa. Congratulations to you.
Yay.
We shall be contacting you in order to let you know how to get these hampers. But at the same time, it is very easy for you to win. All you have to do is send us a message on our WhatsApp number 0777672230 and using the hashtag with Galaxy and the other hashtag awesome is for everyone. Using those 2 hashtags, send us a message and you get to win something. Make sure you send these messages again using the 2 hashtags with Galaxy and awesome is for everyone to Twitter, Instagram, or our number, which is always down here somewhere. So if you do that, you might just get yourself a hamper like Ivy and Fiona. Yeah, it's been such an awesome show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Anyway, as we said, it's been an awesome show. We're going to say goodbye really quickly. My name is Kathomi Kathomi. Please find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, but mostly on Facebook. And let us be awesome together.
Yes, we're definitely going to be awesome together, and that means taking care of your inside before you can showcase it on the outside. So make sure you're really going there, doing some introspective work and taking care of yourself. It's your girl, Ayuma Kaguli, Ayuma_Kaguli on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Give me that. I want to talk about something
Good
real quick.
girl.
Ooh.
Stop body shaming. Stop victim shaming. Okay. The hashtag is awesome is for everyone.
Yay! Really Asigo on every social media
everywhere.
platform. So where can we find you? Give us your handles, give us your number, whatever we need to. Where can we find you?
Okay, so you can find me on Facebook and The Lovely Pakati. On Instagram, you can find me Ayanda's World. And yeah, I think mostly Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, wow. It's been amazing. Goodbye.
Yeah.